Episode 176. Today we recap the Rangers series and preview the upcoming series against the Milwaukee Brewers. You're listening to the Bucko Banter podcast, brought to you by the Just Baseball Media Network. Cue the music.
Rockin' 101, she compliment my taste. Whiskey in my lemonade, cause I like the way it tastes. Best seats at the Pirates, can they let me run the base? Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates. Order steak by the plates, and in case after case, run my race at my pace, clear the grass of the snake.
Welcome back to another episode of Bucko Banner. I am glad that I am back in the air conditioning today. It was extremely hot at PNC Park, like almost too hot to be there. It was funny looking at the stands. You see everyone down in the open. There's no one there. My mom was telling me, was there no one at the stadium? I was like, no, everyone was undercover because of how hot it was. It was tough to be in the sun. But hey, the Pirates squeaked out a W. The bats were hot today, so it was worth it, I guess.
Rough weekend for you.
Yeah.
No air conditioning, no power.
It wasn't fun. And other things. Yeah. Well,
we don't get into that. But listen, it was extreme heat today. The Pirates were giving out free water towards the end of the game because it was so hot. It was brutal. I'm not going to lie. We spent some time in the club level in the air conditioning, just fighting for survival. And the Pirates did the same today. They salvaged a little bit of the series. The bats got hot. Hitting's contagious.
And guess what? They hit and scored runs after the third inning.
Beautiful. Wasn't even sure you were allowed to do that at this point. But, man, Horwitz came alive. Nicky G has been awesome as of late. I just mentioned before we started recording, he's got his average up to 271, I believe, right now. We talk about an aggressive bat in the middle of the lineup that they so desperately need, whether they've hit him leadoff at some points or just right in the middle. He swings the bat. That's what this team needed. Somebody who's going to get up there and take hacks. Sometimes it's not going to look so great, but a lot of times he puts the ball in play and he hits the ball hard. So happy to have Nicky G starting to hit his stride. Horwitz, again, really played a great game today. Tommy Pham was driving the ball a little bit. What do you have, 3 hits?
Really 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, 3 for 3. I mean, man, and you see him out in the field, like he's out there almost before every game, like getting in extra work. So, happy for him. Nice guy. Good for Tommy Pham. And Spencer Horwitz, I feel like, has heard some of the online chatter about this being Ben's biggest acquisition and him kind of getting off this slow start and not living up to all the expectations. To be fair, like the season did start a little bit later than others, and I'd like to see a bigger sample size before I make a prediction or a final analysis on Spencer Horwitz. I think the bat is there, and we saw a glimpse of that today, and we've seen glimpses of it at times. So just want to see it more consistently.
I'll tell you what, it's nice to have a consistent presence at first base. Like he could pick it over there. The glove hasn't been bad. I'm enjoying Spencer Horwitz for what it is right now. Again, could be better. Everything could be better, right? We don't need to sit here and tell you that the Pirates could hit a lot more than they do. Sure, absolutely. But we'll talk about today's game. Before we do, let's talk about Sports Card Junction. This episode today is brought to you by Sports Card Junction, 9011 Perry Highway, the best sports card shop in Pittsburgh, without a doubt. Hands down. Scott and I go in there all the time. The giveaways at the game come directly from Sports Card Junction. The packs of cards that we hand out at the games come directly from Sports Card Junction. Big Pirates fans, you can get baseball, football, hockey, basketball, Pokemon, much, much more. All of your hobby needs at Sports Card Junction. You can visit them at all social media, Sports Card Junction, at sportscardjunction.com. Or what we recommend, go over to the shop, open up some packs of cards, enjoy your time, go to Sports Card Junction for all of your hobby needs. Scott, let's get into some headlines real quick. Reynolds
before we do that, can we do something real quick? A quick little
God. All right.
Yeah. I want to, school is in session, people. I want to go take you guys to Bucko Banner University. It probably doesn't mean as much as a degree from Trump University, but anyways, we're gonna go. Sorry, I'm unfiltered. I can't help myself. I want to educate people on the definition of a blind ranking. We've gotten a lot of comments about, well, is Dan Marino not included in this person, this person, in the blind ranking that Isaac Matson did? Isaac, we're sorry that your page was blowing up on Twitter with all these comments. And, I got a little bit of some slack for mentioning possibly 2 Heismans. What I really meant for Tony Dorsett is that he was up for 2 Heismans, won 1. Listen, I've been a season ticket holder at Pitt for nearly a decade. I'm more obsessed with Pitt than almost any other team, and I'm a psycho for it. Misspoke there. Apologies. No one ever misspeaks though, so I probably am going to serve some time. But a blind ranking, guys.
I'm taking notes.
I'm reading. Thank you. A blind ranking is a process where items are ranked in a specific order without knowing what the next item will be. This unpredictability adds an element of surprise and fun, making it a popular trend on social media. In a blind ranking, you commit to your ranking without the ability to change it based on future items. Okay? I, as the interviewer and the reporter, if you will.
So-called reporter.
Yeah. Quotes there. Definitely a nitwit blogger, more like. But I get to choose the 5 people that I'm going to randomly give to the interviewee.
You tell them.
Okay? I'm not giving them the 5 best necessarily.
Exactly.
I'm giving them 5 random, alum. And in this case, I substituted James Conner for Dan Marino because James Conner's from Erie. Isaac Matson's from Erie.
Amen.
I thought it would be nostalgic. I didn't get the reaction out of Isaac that I thought I would, but it's okay.
What do you think he was going to do?
Man, I love James Conner. Erie, let's go, baby. He was posting about Caleb McBride the other day in WNBA. She's an Erie Villa Maria Academy WNBA player. And a Pitt guy.
Isaac.
Shout out Isaac. He's a great guy. But, guys, I didn't leave out Dan Marino because I don't think he's a top 5 alumni of Pitt, especially Pitt athletics. All right? I just gave 5 random people. And this is a popular trend on social media. It's meant to be fun and surprising and cool. It's what all the cool kids are doing. So class is now out of session. The bell has rung. Off to your next class. If you have any questions, email the TA or just look it up yourself.
All right. Well, I'm glad you got that off your chest.
Whew.
You feel good about that?
I didn't want to respond to anybody on that, but I responded to a couple, and I know you responded to one, and it's just, it is what it is. Well, listen, if you don't know what it is, you don't know what it is. That's fine. If you're not big on the popular social media trends, I don't even know why I'm talking about it this much. Just want to educate y'all.
Struck a chord a little bit for you, I think.
Does it sound like it? I'm a little bit triggered. Take us into the games.
All right. Well, we got some headlines. As we mentioned during our live show yesterday, shout out Proper Brick Oven. Gave us some pizzas and some beers, had a good time over there. Brian Reynolds is back from his 3rd child. He was reinstated from the paternity list. Billy Cook optioned back to AAA. Ryan Barucki placed on the 15-day IL with lower back inflammation. Me and you both, Ryan. And then Hunter Stratton was recalled from Indianapolis. I believe we mentioned also Brett Sullivan is back with Indy as well. So not much going on.
I thought Stratton was more so like a temporary replacement for Santana, but he's clearly appealing next. He pitched in Saturday's game. So
he can hit.
He, at that price point, he can, yes.
He can hit. He can hit. Again, I think that's going to be lowered to probably a 2-game suspension. I mean, yeah, you can't swing at fans, but he can hit.
Yeah. Yeah, fans need to behave themselves, man. Come on.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned this to you separately. I don't know if I mentioned this on a previous episode. I'm not a big fan of the fans being on top of a bullpen. Like, leave the guys alone. Like in Philly, the Philly's the worst place to have fans on top of a bullpen. Let these guys warm up. They're relievers. Let them warm up. I mean, I know some of the starters warm up in the bullpen too, but it's just unnecessary. And we don't need it. The fans they get a couple drinks in them saying what God knows what. I don't even want to know what was said to Dennis Santana. But yeah, that's just a hot take. Come on.
Dennis is, from what we've just been around and what we've heard, he's a very calm demeanor, very nice guy. So it had to be pretty outrageous for him to react like that. So, listen, we don't know what was said. We tried to do some digging ourselves. Nobody really knows. So, we'll just move on. Let's go to Friday versus the Rangers. Texas Rangers were in town off of a sweep. They got swept by the Royals. Okay. So, Rangers team that has a lot of talent, but not necessarily meeting expectations this year or last year. So they come to PNC Park. They take game 1, 6-2. Mike Burrows was on the hill, 4 2/3, 7 hits, 4 earned, 1 walk, 4 Ks, 2 home runs. His ERA sits at 4.82 right now. He had 52 strikes on 88 pitches, 8 whiffs. As always with Burrows, mainly 4-seam change usage. The changeup was not as effective on Friday as it was in his previous start, where he had a career high 8 strikeouts. Before the change, was getting a lot of swing and miss in the zone. This time wasn't as effective in the zone, wasn't missing many barrels. The bullpen, he was backed up by Ashcraft, Matson, Barucki, Ferguson. Ashcraft went 2 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 2 Ks. Matson 1 1/3, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 K. And then Caleb Ferguson at the tail end had 2/3. As an offense, Nick Gonzalez, 2 hits. Joey Bart, 3 for 4 as a team. 9 Ks, 1 walk, 9 hits, 2 for 5 runners in scoring position, 8 left on base. That Cruz fielding error was the talk of Friday going into Saturday, people wanting him to take accountability for it. He made an error. It was a bad one, a really, really bad one. But life moves on. As we mentioned, I think he's been playing a much, much better center field. When we were on the field Saturday morning, we saw him out there talking to Tarek Brock, Tommy Pham, kind of just working through some of the issues. Okay. It's not something that I think O'Neill carried on with him. He hasn't had the best at bats as of late, but there definitely was a sense of urgency the next morning to kind of talk through it and maybe do some footwork drills and make sure that doesn't happen again. But that was a crucial error in the game. DeGrom has been nasty this year. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He is back to vintage Jacob DeGrom. So not much offense in this one. That took us to Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday, Mitch Keller, another great outing. Contrary to popular belief, you like to see people bashing on him online. Mitch Keller's pitched really well, man. He's pitching well for us to win well enough. 5 2/3. You didn't get that quality start. 1 out away from that. 3 hits, 2 earned, 2 walks, 5 Ks, 4.02 ERA. There are going to be a lot of teams calling the Pirates about this arm at the deadline. I'm telling you, 12 quality starts this year, tied for the most in the league. I don't know what, 16 or 17 starts. So, the team would kill for that down the stretch here in the second half. 62 Ks on 99 pitches, 9 whiffs, 0% out of zone contact rate on the 4-seam. Not getting a lot of chase there, but very effective in the zone. Out of the bullpen, Carmen Marginski looked better yesterday. He went 2 1/3, 1 hit, 2 walks, 3 Ks. Santana also pitched an inning, no hits, no runs. Offensively, Davis and Cruz had RBIs. But the team, 8 Ks, 3 walks, 5 hits, 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. 6 left on base, 1 grounder into a double play. Frazier had that crucial fielding error in left field. And then I guess on the bright side, to end this recap off, Cruz had his 26th stolen bag. But yeah, not a lot happened Saturday. We talked about it at the post-game show at Proper Brick Oven. It's just a lot left to be desired from this game.
Sunday, today when we were recording, 8-3 W. The bats finally came alive. Bailey Falter, his June hasn't been as solid as he was in May, but 5 1/3, 6 hits, 3 earned, 5 walks, 1 strikeout. Not as much chase at the top of the zone. He's not getting much swing and miss. Competitive fastballs up is where Bailey Falter succeeds. That 94 miles per hour fastball looks a lot harder and has a lot more vert to it than it seems when he gets that good extension. He was supplemented with Caleb Ferguson, 1 2/3, 2 Ks. Dennis Santana, 1 inning, 1 K. And then Bednar again has lowered his ERA to 3.04, 1 inning, 2 Ks. The offense exploded in this one. Reynolds, Horwitz, Pham all collected 3 hits. Hayes had 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Pham 3 RBIs. As a team, only 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 15 hits, Scott. 15, 7 for 14 runners in scoring position. 9 left on base. I wish this game wasn't 8,000 degrees outside and wasn't that painful to watch. It was brutal. My neck is super sunburnt, by the way.
Yeah,
It's
and I did
bad.
yeah, and you guys put on sunscreen. I don't know if I did. I don't think I did.
You never do.
I don't know why I said I don't think I did. I know I didn't.
You know
But yeah, tough one, man. Leiter gave up 4, and then Bushley had the tough stretch there, man.
Real bad.
10 hits, 5 earned runs or something like that through 4 innings. They both split 4 innings each. Rough stretch for him out of the bullpen. I know they go to Baltimore next, so maybe they're trying to conserve some arms out there. But nice to see the guys hit later in the game of I think 5 or 6 doubles, some extra base hits. Nothing over the fence, but I'll take those doubles, especially from Pham, Horwitz, and Reynolds. So some action there. The only thing I'm worried about in this game, O'Neill Cruz has been kind of on a downswing down the plate. I think he's at 211 right now. Not doing much at the top of the order there. I'd like to see him pick it up here, maybe heading into this next series. And I think this is a good series for him. And we'll go into why when we recap or preview the Brewer series. But I'm looking for him to jump back on track here. Yeah,
the K rate, man, right now. He's in the first percentile. Like it's definitely gone downhill. The whiff is not much better right now. Everything else on Savant, I mean, he's got in the 100th percentile in exit velocity, 100th in barrel percentage, hard hit 99, bat speed 100, xwOBA 84, slugging 74. His walk percentage is at 94, but that whiff in that K rate has gone down a ton, man. Like it's really bad. I mean, looking at this just overall, still a lot of hope, but you're going to go through some lulls during the season. Hopefully this is just maybe a couple weeks type deal, and then he's able to get back to it. But right now he's hitting 211. It definitely has taken a noticeable downturn. 13 home runs, 26 bags. You're looking for a 30-30 season. Obviously you're going to get the 30 on the stolen bags here, but we need that power from him. If he's not providing that power in this lineup, then you're SOL.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get going here before the All-Star break. I think the All-Star break will be good for him, get some much needed rest. But yeah, it's been a tough couple weeks for O'Neill, and hey, this happens during a 162 game season. He's healthy, but there's a lot of time to turn it back around here.
Did you want to talk about what Ben Cherington said?
Yeah, let's get into that. You have the quotes up handy. I was reading them today.
I'll pull it up right now. So Ben Cherington said, "I still believe the group of players we have in the org has the capability of playing winning baseball in 2025. This is classic Ben Cherington GM speak. You'd like a little bit more transparency, but it's hard to say something like that when things have gone the way they have, and you're on the hot seat. People don't expect you to be back next year, and you're arguably entering one of the most important trade deadlines in order to set this team up for success in 2026.
Yeah, it's crazy because you don't really make a change in the front office midseason, but it's like, do we really want this guy being in control of this deadline? That's a little bit scary. We said last offseason was the most important offseason for this team in quite some time. So saying that deadline is the most important scares me even more. My expectations are going to go in lower. One thing that I'm really focused on, honestly, less than the deadline, or even more than the deadline, is the draft, because the one person in this organization that I have a lot of trust in right now is Justin Horwitz, the amateur scouting director. He's done a really good job, and we've seen that momentum at the bottom half of the system, and the last draft seems to be paying off early. So I'm really looking forward to this draft, even though it's not a super strong draft class. But yeah, I mean, on one hand, what do you expect him to say in these press conferences? It's going to be a lot of coach speak. On the other hand, it's gone, like, you don't have what's necessary to win baseball games in this organization right now. So like, that's relevant. I think he had some quotes after that said that we know we have to make some changes at the deadline, and it sounded like he was alluding towards like being active in July.
Yeah.
But a lot of coach speak as always.
A lot of coach speak, man. It's just tough to hear.
It is tough.
It's really, really tough to hear when you have Adam Frazier out in left field.
Yeah, he's not a left fielder.
And you're making crucial mistakes in games that should be competitive, that you should be giving yourself a chance to win in. And then you go ahead and say that and tell us that this team can still win, or you still believe that they can win. We're past the believing in winning. We're holding on to a prayer. Just enjoy the games that you have right now. If they win, great. But you really should be focusing on, how am I going to set this team up for success in a year where I'm probably not going to be here?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that helps propel them into another type of job in Major League Baseball, but that might be your last saving grace.
Yeah.
Show any type of credibility as a front office guy.
I like the way you put that. I mean, it's in his best interest to have a really good deadline too. So
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's take a break right here, and then we will be back with a preview of the Milwaukee Brewers series. Scott, we're back with the Milwaukee Brewers on the road, the 43-35, second in the NL Central. Milwaukee Brewers behind the Chicago Cubs. Before we get into Monday through Wednesday's games, this preview is brought to you by Total Sports Enterprises. You already know Total Sports Enterprises. TSEshop.com for all your Pittsburgh sports memorabilia needs. Pirates, Penguins, Steelers, whatever you need when it comes to memorabilia in Pittsburgh, TSE has you covered. Make sure you go to TSEshop.com for that Paul Skeens autographed jersey you've always wanted to hang up in your office. For that signed baseball you want to put on your desk. You want to decorate your apartment? Nothing better than an Andrew McCutchen signed bat up on your mantle. There's so much that you could explore over at TSEshop.com. Go in the description below on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcast. Click the link to let them know Bucko Banter sent you. Scott, let's get into Monday's game.
Yeah, let's do it. Monday, we got Chad Patrick going for the Brewers versus TBD. We don't know who's going to go. It sounds like it might be a opener, maybe Majinski. But the Brewers are 43-35. They've gotten off to a little bit of a hot stretch here. They were fourth like the last time we played them in division. Now they're second. They're above the Cardinals. Chad Patrick this year, 3-7, 3.50 ERA, 79 2/3 innings pitched, 16 games started, 76 Ks, and a 1.28 whip. He throws a cutter, a four-seam, and a sinker. He throws those, man, about like 80% of the time. Okay, he's a fastball-heavy guy. Cutter first. The change and the slider come in at 6% and 5% of the time. The cutter will be high 80s, while the four-seam sits at 94. Polished pitch mix savvy rookie with a high-end cutter, changeup combo, and frontline stuff that has translated well to the majors. Solid mid-rotation arm with strikeout upside. He's fly ball prone, though. You can get him hit the ball into the seats. The cutter is well above average, a stuff plus rating of 108, and excels in both movement and location. He has a 100 location plus score. What I was going to say about O'Neal Cruz before you go into Tuesday's game, we're getting a fastball heavy approach here this week in Milwaukee. They got some fastball heavy starters here. Chad Patrick throws fastball 75 to 80% of the time with his cutter, four-seam, sinker, different variances. This is O'Neal hits fastballs, man. I like the matchups for him, and I think this is a good opportunity. Now, these guys are good pitchers. I don't want to put that aside, but this is a good opportunity for him to get hot.
Absolutely. Tuesday, we have the ace, Freddie Peralta versus Andrew Heaney. This year, Peralta, 7-4 with a 2.76 ERA and 88 innings pitched, 16 games, 90 strikeouts with a 1.11 whip. Last outing versus Pittsburgh, 4 1/3, 5 hits, 1 earned, 3 walks, 3 Ks. Cruz had a home run in the 6-5 Pirates win. The Arsenal, you get heavy four-seam usage, around 59% at 94 to 95 miles per hour. And then it's supplemented with a change, curveball, and a slider. Highly effective frontline starter who leans on his elite slider and solid fastball with control to sustain a strong K rate. The fastball, mid to low 90s, around 91 to 94, can pump it up a little bit, consistently thrown up in the zone to generate swings and misses. And then the slider is the standout weapon here, described as 4 different pitches due to its variability and adaptability in shape and velocity. Peralta is always a tough outing when it comes to getting in the box.
Yeah, absolutely. Peralta's always tough for us. Let's go to Wednesday. This will be a fun matchup. Afternoon game. Jacob Mizorowski versus Paul Skeens. There'll be a lot of people tuning into that game nationally. Mizorowski just made his debut last week. He's 2-0 in his first 2 starts, a 1.64 ERA, 11 innings pitched, 11 Ks, a .55 whip. He was the number 20 overall prospect on the Just Baseball Top 100. He comes at you with a 4-seam 47% of the time at 99.6 on average. Can hit 103. He's 6'7", like 190 pounds. Tall, lanky guy. Gets every bit of that energy out of that body. Slider, 28% of the time. The slider sits at 94.5. I think it's more cutterish. It's tighter. The curve, he throws at 13% of the time. The curve at 87.6 seems a little bit ridiculous too. Usually curves are low 80s, high 70s. And the changeup, he throws at 93 miles an hour. He only throws at 2% of the time. High ceiling, high risk arm, true flamethrower with 3+ pitches in the makings of a frontline starter. His early MLB debut hints at dominant strikeout ability and elite metrics. The fastball, as I said, averages 99.6 miles an hour, touching 103 with elite extension, 7.7 feet. And perceived velocity comparable to Zach Wheeler's plus extra heat. The slider cutter, mid-90s sweep with cutter-like shape, seen as a true plus pitch and go-to secondary. This is a power arm. It's going to be big on big. Mizorowski versus Skeen is going to be a fun matchup.
Really looking forward to that one. He's been just nails since making his debut, man. So really exciting stuff. Big. Oh, maybe I'll take a step back. I always call an NL Central matchup big. But you know what? Let's say it. I'm going in. Big series. Must-win series for the Buccos.
Can't lose.
Can't lose. Put it on a quote card. This is it right here. Must win. Season on the line.
AmFam. We'll see you at AmFam.
Absolutely. A lot of stuff on the agenda. Again, shout out to Proper Brick Oven. We're going to be doing as many post-game shows on Saturdays as we can. Environment's become an electric place.
Go-to spot downtown, man. The pizza's incredible, by the way.
Yeah.
Go get a pizza. You had what was it? The mushroom.
Yeah, the mushrooms. Had mushrooms, balsamic, thyme. It was really, really good. And then we had the margarita. Yeah.
It's really good. Thin pizza, man. Really, really good. Highly recommend it. Come out and watch. Come out to a post-game show, get a drink, and then get a pizza afterwards. Sit outside in the courtyard there. It's going to be a prime spot downtown throughout the summer. But until then, do you have anything else for us, Adam?
Allegheny this weekend versus the Mets. They were closed due to some maintenance, but we will be back out there Saturday morning at 10 a.m. If you come and ask a question, you get a free coffee. Allegheny, best coffee shop in Pittsburgh. Come join us, and then we will be at the game all day, and then potentially a post-game show that's up in the air for next Saturday. Go follow us on all social media. Make sure you're liking, sharing our content. That helps a lot. If you're listening, leave a 5-star review. Download the episodes. Go to buckobanter.com. Shout out to everybody that posts us or tags us when they're wearing their Bucko Banter gear at the game. It's truly incredible. We appreciate it a ton. It looks awesome. So go buy it. Support the boys. Everything we're making right now goes right back into the pod to try and make this as enjoyable for our listeners and as entertaining as we possibly can make it. And then YouTube, subscribe, like, leave a comment, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Just keep telling them to tell people. We really appreciate everybody. And until next time, raise it.
Raise it.
Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates, or the steak by the plates and